Well, it is a good morning, and I mean it. You'll know what I mean when you see the pre-market charts. We have a lot to talk about in this video. Now, mind you, it still is a bit of a nail biter when you look at the technicals for SPY, QQQ, IWM. We'll also talk about NVDA as it's showing us some 140 this morning, and then Bitcoin and XRP. What in the world is going on with those technicals? I have a few updates for you for those as well. So if we go over to the SPY itself, here we go. The number I've been talking about, 609.83. Where do we find ourselves on Friday when the market closed? Well, my friends, we closed at 609.70 after seeing a high of 610.99. So we broke it and then retreated from it and closed down below the 609.83. Now, mind you, that could be the sign of that double, triple top, depending on how you want to view this. However, it still is. If you look at that narrow body candle that we got on there we go. On Friday, that's indecisiveness right there. Opening up above that is a bullish thing. So we need that candle to sit on top of 609.83. So when I say nail biter, what I mean is like today's important. When you watch the candle that we have on here, sitting on top of that is that bullish thing that can give us several percent to the upside. We could be seeing 640 to 650 from this as we continue up this way. Now, mind you, we're still in a rising wedge pattern. Now, we're inside of it though, so we can still continue up for a while. If we break out of the bottom of it and get rejected, which we haven't done yet since the pattern has formed, that would be a bearish thing. But for right now, we're not seeing that reversal pattern play out. And I think that we're honestly finding ourselves in sort of a drive it until the wheels fall off sort of bull run, if you will. So until something breaks, it's sort of like a status quo sort of thing. So right now, I think there's reasons to be cautious out there. As per the technicals that are going on right now, if we open up above the 609.83, if we can hold it as support, especially if we get volume support out of it, that is going to be very, very big for us for that moving in that bullish direction. If we move over to the Qs, another big day. So look at this, 539.15 is that number to beat. And in the pre-market hours, we are up above that value. So right now at 540.44, and we want to sit on top of the 539.15. If we do, that keeps us open to about 558.71. So once again, we could see a very big bullish move out of this if we can get that candle sitting on top of that. We continue to put in that new higher high for the NASDAQ 100 stocks. Now, IWM, a little bit different of a story. Now, this one, the four pillars matter for the entire market. So high GDP and strong labor market, low inflation, easy monetary policy, all for remaining bullish on the markets. Now, I will say for IWM, for the Russell 2000, today's a critical day because the 20 and the 50 have met on Friday. We got a rejection. Getting up on top of that is going to be the first really good sign that we see. That could be a bit of a golden cross, but right now it's looking like it could be a bit of a fake out. The RSI right near 50 at 49.40 is where it closed at on Friday. We need a good strong day today in order to see that Russell 2000 start to move up. I don't know that we have the conditions yet for outperformance with what we could have for QQQ tracking the NASDAQ 100 and the S&P 500 tracked by SPY, but definitely keep your eyes on this and keep your eyes on those four pillars that I discussed. So let's jump over there to NVIDIA. NVIDIA in the pre-market hour showing us 140.58, getting into this area of chop that we have up here as we get into earnings next week, Wednesday the 26th. So a week and a day from today. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see my NVIDIA stock price prediction and earnings projection as I release it this week. So you can see that on here on the YouTube channel. If you guys want to see my buys and sells and want to talk to me and my community members, see my other technicals that I have, that's available through the Patreon at the Discord that you'll find by using the link down in the description. Moving on from there into Bitcoin. Bitcoin, where in the world are we? Well, this is the weekly chart that we're looking at right here. And on the weekly basis, you can see just how much we're struggling right around the 107,892. Absolutely massive that we get on top of that for further bullishness. And for bearishness, we got to watch this big thick support line that I have right across here, going back to the peaks that we saw back in 2021. So that is an absolutely critical trend line for us. It's critical that we find support there. And if that support is broken and turns into resistance and get rejected, that's where that bearishness can come in. We need to be aware of it. We need to be watching for it. Let's go down to a daily basis here on Bitcoin, and you can see a little bit more near term the concerns that we have. We got rejected off the 50 number of times and Also staying down below the 20-day, so near-term bearishness, RSI down below 50. So if support continues to hold at 95,413 as it has, if we're able to hold on to that, if the bulls can show that that really is a solid support and the bears waffle on that, that could put us back up testing those moving averages. We really need to sit on top the 20 and the 50. That's going to be huge for us and seeing the next leg up for Bitcoin. After that, it goes back to 107,892. If we break the 95,413, watch this trend line that's down here. I'm going to keep on talking about it. You can see the massive support that we got and the rallies that we got. Every time that we broke above it or came down and tested it, we had a big jump right off of those. So even if we do come down to it, we'll probably bounce. We'll probably retest resistance at 95,413 before heading south again and retesting support. So a lot of eventualities that can happen here. Right now looking near-term bearish, even though we're still in overall bullish territory for Bitcoin, there's still some concerns that we have in the near term anyway. Moving from there over to XRP. So for XRP, I was looking at this and I was like, okay, so here's the daily basis, and you can see the rampant rise that we had in momentum on a momentum basis with the RSI. And then you can also see a smaller peak here and now an even lower low. So on a weekly basis, when you scrunch that up, what you can see better is a bearish divergence that we have between the rise in the price and the momentum that's there. This could signal a further drop for us. Now, mind you, we're still far out of bearish territory. And if we take a look at the technicals that we're currently under for XRP, we actually have a new consolidation pattern forming. This old trend line still pretty much holding true for us as we get into these other prices here. And we have the 20 crossing down over the 50, which is near-term bearish. And you can see that we developed a trend line coming across the top of these. So what do we need to bounce here? Well, we need to bounce off of this down in here. This is a support zone that we're looking at between the dotted lines. A bounce here off the top of that would be a good thing. Staying within these lines, good thing. Falling down through those, that could be more of a bearish sign because we broke down through the support area, this support trend line that we have here, and we'd be down below the 50 and the 20 period moving averages. For bullishness, we want to find that support anywhere in the support area. Off here would be nice for us, a little bit less painful to watch. Breaking back above the 20 and the 50, and especially breaking above this consolidation trend line to the upside could be that next leg up that we're looking for with our eyeballs on $3.40 per XRP token. Getting rejected off there could show us a bit of a double top. That could be a bearish sign. So those are the eventualities to look for the S&P, for the NASDAQ 100, Russell 2000, NVDA, and then also what we have for Bitcoin and XRP. So just a quick touch on NVIDIA. I feel like I glossed over it for a moment here, or maybe I feel like I didn't even talk about it at all. Up above 140, we're above the 20, above the 50, and I said watch for a bounce off the 200. We got that rampant rise off of there, and for this, back up above the trend line. That is a bullish thing. I said getting up above that trend line would be bullish. That's on top of the 50 as well, and now we're up in the pre-market hours. So we do have to watch for that. Watch for pushing through that chop. So I just want to make sure, because I feel like I moved on from NVIDIA pretty quickly. So I just wanted to mention it real quick. Guys, if you want to see more of my technicals, you want to see more of my buys and sells, talk to me and my community members. Find that link for the Patreon and head on over to the Discord. Links down in the description. And then if you guys want to do this technical analysis yourself, you can also find down in the description a link for Stockmo Academy. Stockmo is a personal friend of mine who we have talked about, and he has developed the bread recipe trading strategy that both of us use, and he also teaches it through that technical analysis course. And I, as a 17-year veteran to education with my doctorate in education, I can tell you that that course is put together rock solid for the best learning experience that you're going to get, especially concerning these markets. And the trading strategy is so easy to set up. The course walks you right through how to do it, and it's wildly successful. Testimonials coming out all the time about how people are covering the cost of that course in as little as one trade, and you guys can get it cheaper by using the code word DOCTOR, DOCTOR. It's going to give you a massive discount, making an even better value on that course. Check it out. Links in the description. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I am Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education. Remember, my friends, that learning is earning. We'll see you next video.